Yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to another brand new video, and in this one I'm going to be showing you the top best meta units you guys need to use, the best traits on them, the best spirits, the best support units, the best mythical secrets, etc. Everything you guys need to know to craft yourself the best possible team, maybe even reach the leaderboards and become really overpowered inside of AnimeDefenders. And I'm going to be rating all of them in a tier list, so this is going to be a bit controversial, and if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments down below, because this is most of my opinion and statistics, so hopefully this does help you guys out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. But real quick before we start, if you haven't already and do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a quick like, comment, subscribe, and join my Discord server from the description below. Once I hit 12,500 subscribers or 12.5k, I'm going to be giving away 500,000 gems to 5 different people, so that's 100k gems per person, and you can win multiple times. So yeah, to enter that, just leave a like down below, subscribe, and a comment. Also join my Discord server down below, which is where the giveaway will be held. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Okay, so we're going to be rating the meta units, strong units which are not meta but quite decent, some mid units which you can't use, not the most recommended ones, some meta support units, some common support units that were meta before or haven't been meta but they are of support, and some trash units which you shouldn't use. And obviously this list doesn't include all the rares and legendary units. I just included a bunch of best support units, some decent support units, and some random mythicals which are quite decent right now, which you guys can use. So firstly, starting off, we got Ant King right here, and he isn't the best mythic out there, but he isn't really the worst either compared to some other mythics. So starting off, we will put him at mid right here. Not the worst one, but he is quite decent. Then we got Pink Demon Witch, and now she is one of the 3 money making units, and pretty much what she does is she sucks the souls of the opponents, and the more people in a range, the more money she makes. So she is a meta support unit in terms of money making, but she isn't really as strong compared to the other ones, and she isn't really as required for suppose leaderboard runs or high wave count. So let's just put her at support right there. Boom, there we go. Then next up we got Garp right here. So at one time my boy Prime Commander Garp used to be really overpowered. Like bro was #1 meta unit, but he did fell off quite a bit after that, and he isn't really good anymore. So let's just place him back here. Yeah, that should be good enough. Then next up we got Jade Fire Knight, and this is the new mythic. He is, I believe, Asta from Black Clover, I'm not quite sure, but he is quite decent compared to some other mythics. So let's just put him in mid in front of Ant King, because he is better. And okay, there we go. And alright, so moving onwards, we got Donut Master. So Donut Master or Donut Warrior, which is the uneven form. He is a slow unit. He does decent damage as well. Not the best damage, but considering he's a support unit, a hybrid, and kind of a meta support unit, he isn't really as good anymore as he used to be because of Gojo. Because since Gojo is a support unit, he isn't needed as much compared to him. So let's just put him over here in front of Pink Demon Witch. Boom, there we go. Next up we got Elf Wizard, and straight up trash, not really that good. Then we got Bear King. Now Bear King is one of the best mythicals, if not the best mythical, because he is a 4 placement. He becomes full AoE at one point, and he is also a bleed unit. So I'll just put him at meta because he is a meta mythical unit, and I would recommend having him if you don't have any other secrets to fill up that spot later on. But yeah, there is our first meta unit, Bear King, the mythic, pretty decent. Now next up we got Flame Dragon God, and he is a burn unit. He does decent damage as well, and he can be quite useful for people with a mythical build, because not a lot of people can afford a full secret team. And because he is still one of the best mythics in the game, let's place him right next to Bear King, as I think he is better than Bear King, but I'm not quite sure. So let's just put it up there because it's a battle between burn and bleed unit. Then next up we got Pink Rockstar. Now this is the best money making unit and the best unit that buffs damage by 20% to every single unit in a range. Now that's an insane amount as well when you're doing leaderboard runs. Suppose a unit does like 500k damage, that's an additional 100k damage, which is kind of insane. And she also makes you money along the way, so really good support unit, definitely a meta. 100% recommend you having her. And next up you got Bloomer. Also for an epic, she's really good. She makes you money, and she doesn't really give you a buff, but she is a really good money making unit. So let's just put her up here behind Pink Demon Witch. Not as good as her, but she does still make you quite a ton of money, so not too shabby. And next up we got Ice Dragon Queen. Now she is the best free support unit in the game, I believe, and she's a full freeze AoE unit by the end of her upgrade, and she is really good. So let's put her in front of Pink Rockstar for now, considering she's really useful at high waves in leaderboard. Suppose wave 200 where the boss is really powerful, she can slow the boss down by a long time and by a long radius, so she's really good and definitely a must have if you're going for high leaderboard runs, because that freeze can save you a lot of time and make you get on a really high spot. Next up on the list we got Muscular Sorcerer, and now he is also one of the top tier mythical units and does a bunch of damage. So best trait is Requiem along with all of them, so all the mythicals are going to be having Requiem as the best traits. For Pink Rockstar, Pink Demon Witch and Bloomer, the best traits are Midas Touch and the best spirit is Golden. And for the supports, the best spirits is gonna be Divine, I believe, because Divine makes the enemies go backwards, and that's really good for support. So let's just put Muscular Sorcerer at the top meta units. Boom, there we go. And next up we got Warrior Queen, and now she's also quite decent as well along with Muscular Sorcerer. Not the best one though, so let's just place her mid unit right behind Jadefire Knight. And then we got Skull Warrior. He's quite decent in Hall of Mirrors for destroying shields, but then again he's pretty bad. So trash. Sharpshooter, not that good as well, just targets air mainly, that's what you need her for, and she's not really that good. Trash as well. And with that we have finally finished the mythical units, and that's the verdict for me. None of them are really strong in terms of that. Alright, starting off with the first secret for this tier list, we got Ada Knight. Now he is the new secret right over here in the limited banner, the lucky ticket banner in game right now, and he has a 2000 pity to get him, or 3x chance for this banner to hatch him. 10 tickets per hatch, 8 tickets for VIP. And so pretty much what he does is, for every single unit that you have in his range, he does plus 1% more damage. Now that stacks up till 50%, so that's pretty decent. He's also a 5 placement, so Requiem is the best trait on him, and pretty sure his best spirit is Earth, Storm, or True Spirit. He's not really the best meta unit right now, and he's not really recommended for any leaderboards, Tower of Eternity or anything, so let's just put him at strong for now. He's not really that good anyways, but he does do quite a fair bit of damage, so I don't want to do him too bad, so let's just keep him at strong for now. Next up, the second unit we got, which is the Solar Portal unit, is Solar Slayer right over here. Pretty much what he does is, he gains plus 1% damage, same as Aiden over there. It caps at 50%. But it's plus 1% damage every one wave, and if it were infinite, he would be really good. He would 100% be meta, but since it caps at 50%, he has quite a mediocre damage as well, not really the best unit. So let's just come over here, put him right in front of Ada Knight. He is better than him, so there we go. Next up we got Lunar Huntress, and she is one of the best, if not the best meta unit currently in game, and she was also added in the new update for part 2 update with the new Lunar Portal, and now she is really insane. What makes her really strong is, firstly, when she has Almighty and maxed out, she does 220,000 damage. Now if that's not good enough already, she has a passive that gets her plus 1% damage, same as Ada Knight and Solar Slayer, which stacks up till 50% for every 20 enemies she kills. So pretty much once that is at 50%, she also has quite a low SPA as well. 3.7 seconds, really good. I think Shadow is, yeah, it's barely lower than her, but pretty much really low SPA. Once she has the required kills, which I think is like 1000, she is gonna be crazy in leaderboard runs. She's gonna be the highest DPS unit, and her SPA is so low that makes her instantly the best DPS unit. So, and that is why she's gonna be at the #1 spot in the meta row. And let me just tell you, she's absolutely crazy and definitely a must-have unit in your team. Next up, moving onwards, we got Sun Jinwoo. Now my boy was at the top for far too long, and they definitely had to nerf him at one point, and sadly in update for part 2, my boy has fallen down the throne and he is sadly not meta anymore. Pretty much he's full AoE in the second upgrade, pretty decent damage, and overall he does decent damage but not enough to match the other meta units. So sadly, he is gonna be going at the strong tier. Let's just put him at the top just to return the former glory for being at the top for so long. But yeah, not the best unit anymore. He used to be meta before, but now since there are way better units coming up, yeah, he's not really that good anymore. Then after that, we got Demon Overlord. Now, he was added in the new update 4, and pretty much he's in the new Demon Portal, and he is the easiest portal secret to get. Pretty mid DPS, not really that good as well, but he gives your bleed units a 50% buff, and if they already do bleed, that's an additional 50% more bleed. Now, for really good bleed units, he is absolutely bonkers, and I definitely think they're going to be adding a lot more bleed units in the future. So that is why let's just put him at meta support for now. He is supposed to be a mid DPS unit, but because of the bleed buff, he is pretty good. So let's just keep him at meta support for now. Next up, we got Cursed Berserker Paladin, oh my boy, Guts right over here, and pretty much with any trait and precision on him, suppose crit 3 and precision, his damage and crit is going to be so much more and much better than the normal almighty trait. That makes him very similar in damage to units like the Demon King, Curse Knight, which is Egress right over here, and Shadow Dragon. So because he has really good potential to be a meta unit, I will place him at strong above Sun Jinwoo. Sadly, boom, there we go. He was used in meta team right before part 2 of update 4, but since we do have Lunar Huntress right here, I believe he has been overtaken, and he isn't really meta as much as he was before. Then next up, we got Demon King right over here, and pretty much he is a really good boss killer, and he has higher DPS potential than Gojo when he's attacking single target enemies, like just one boss or maybe just one NPC, or like a group of NPCs. And he's also pretty decent, so he can also be interchangeable with Gojo depending on the trade setup. So that is why they are pretty similar in stats and stuff, but Gojo does have more higher range, so he is meta. So let's put him right over here in front of Demon King, but behind Lunar Huntress, because obviously she's way better than him. But yeah, Demon King is still meta right now. He can be like equal to Gojo depending on the trade combo, but yeah, Gojo just has a really wider range compared to him, and hence makes it a bit better. I'm not gonna lie, just to get this out of the way, let's just put Rimuru at Rash, Chance Taker at Rash. I didn't really want to do this, but Rimuru sucks. Like, as a secret, yeah, she's really bad. Hakari used to be meta, but my boy fell down so much, like fell down too bad. So yeah, they belong at the lowest point possible in the list, so good luck there, guys. But anyways, moving forwards, we got Legion Assassin right here, and pretty much he's a really good support unit. He gives plus 30% crit to anyone in his range. That is really good for support. 100% the meta support. Let's just put him right behind Pink Rockstar, because I still think the 20% damage buff is really broken. So Legion Assassin, really good meta support, and pretty much a must have. Then quickly ending with the exclusive units, let's go with Legion Veteran, and now she buffs the range of the units in her range. 20% range buff, pretty good. Let's just place her right behind Legion Assassin. I believe crit is way better than range, but anyways, that's really good using support as well. So suppose pairing her up with Ice Dragon Queen, that's a huge freeze AoE, and that's going to be really useful. So really good meta support as well. Then we got Legion Captain. Now she does really good damage, and her ability is just like Sun Jinwoo's. She spawns back allies from the dead from your home base or wherever your spawn is, and she's also really good in damage, as I said before. So let's just place her in front of Bear King. She is a meta damage unit, but obviously not as good as some other meta units, so not going to be at the top, but she is a meta, so let's keep her at that. And then next up, we got Shadow Dragon, which is one of the best meta units in the game, and one of my favorite units actually, because he looks super duper cool. But anyways, what he does is he pretty much has a really high damage. He has a really low SP. I think he has the lowest SP in the game. He also has a decent range, and he has a buff which gives every unit 15% less SP and 25% more range in his range. So he is really good. So top 2 meta units, boom, there we go. A really good meta support with a meta DPS. So that's pretty much the best combo you're looking for. A really good meta DPS and a really good meta support. So yeah, top 2, there he is. Next up we got Dragon Mage. Now Dragon Mage is also a really good secret. He is the second highest damage dealing secret in the game, but he is quite expensive as well. He goes a full AoE damage by the end of his upgrades, and he is also a burn and has a nuke ability, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. He is really expensive, as I said before though, so not the most efficient when you're doing like Tower of Eternity or low leaderboard runs, because he costs a lot to upgrade, but still he's really good. And he does like 60k on placement. Yeah, he does 300k max level. Really good. Top 2 meta unit, boom, there we go. Really good for infinites, must have 100%, but as I said before, Lunar Huntress does do more damage than him, so he is really good, but obviously Luna does beat him. And the best spirit is going to be true, of course, for all of these units. Storm is a really good meta spirit. Also Earth spirit is really good. It's like a stun spirit, so Storm, best spirit to have except true, and maybe even Earth. But yeah, it is still a debate between spirits, and no one's really sure the best ones for each unit. So he got Igris, or the Cursed Knight, over here. Now he recently got a major buff, and he is now a full hybrid unit, which means he's going to be attacking both ground and air enemies, and that's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. He has a huge AoE nuke as well. He rains down swords as his ability, which is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. He also has a debuff that makes enemy take 15% more damage, I'm pretty sure, so that's really crazy. So just because of that, let's put him right behind Shadow Dragon. Really good meta unit, definitely a must have. And lastly, we got Gojo left. Poor guy sitting all there by himself. But anyways, as we all know, Gojo is 100% meta as well. Really high DPS. He has a huge range. He does slow, and he is full AoE as well. But as I said before, his range is bigger than Demon King, so let us place him right above him. Boom, there we go. And with that, that ends off our tier list. So meta units, we got Lunar Huntress, Dragon Mage, Shadow, Igris, Gojo, and Demon King. And we also got Legion Captain if you don't have most of these. But for some meta mythics, we got Bear King, Flame Dragon God or Natsu, and Muscular Sorcerer. Then for strong, we got Curse Berserker Paladin or Guts, Sanjinwu, Solar Slayer, Ada Knight. For mid units that are not as good but quite decent mythicals, we got Jade Fire Knight, Warrior Queen, Ant King, and Garp or Prime Commander. For really good meta supports, we got Ice Dragon Queen, best freeze unit, Pink Rockstar, really good damage buff. Legion Assassin buffs crit by a bunch. Legion Veteran buffs your range. Demon Lord buffs the bleed on your units by 50%, really good. Then some outdated supports or supports that aren't really that good is Donor Master right here. We have Sanjinwu as replacement, or even Demon King. Then we got Pink Demon Witch and Bloomer. And since Rockstar is better than both of these, I wouldn't really recommend using them. But Pink Demon Witch for suppose story mode or low wave counts, she is really good for money making, so I would give her that. Then for trash units, we got Elf Wizard, we got Skull Warrior, Sharpshooter, Chance Taker, and Rimuru. I don't even know why Rimuru is a secret, really bad. That is my tier list. I hope you all enjoyed this video. These are my opinions and some of the best meta units you guys should use to make yourself the best team. So suppose you listen to all these 6 units over there, that's gonna craft you a really strong team. Obviously you can switch out the Demon King with some other units if you want. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do leave a like and subscribe below. I'd really appreciate it. A huge giveaway going on in my Discord server right now. I'm going to be giving away a bunch more stuff, so be tuned for that. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one. And yeah, peace.